Hello, my name is Chimdi Olwo, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Hot Seat on MCL Television. Today, I have in the studio somebody who has been in politics virtually all his life, adult life, I mean, and right from the time he was a student in the Abia State University till today, he is very conversant with politics and how politics plays out. I'm referring to Emeka Uwakolam, a lawyer, and of course a politician. Emeka, it's good to have you in the studio.
Thank you, Mr. Chindi.
Emeka, you've been in politics, and many people think that politics is full of intrigues and full of deceit, full of maneuverings and all that. How have you been coping?
Yeah, actually, some people might think so, just because of the convention, things that people have been doing in politics. But remember also that the Bible says when the righteous is in power, there's bound to be joy. But when the wicked is in power, then it is like a punishment. There is also a place for the righteous, for good people in politics. And what politics, why it has been so, is because they make us believe that the politics is for people who are not clean and who are not pure, who are devilish. And that is why many people quietly abstain from politics. And that is why we are suffering consistently the way we are suffering. Because what we gain, the good people will gain, by staying out of politics, is bad administration and bad governance. Therefore, you're not totally right by saying it's bad. To me, I don't believe that any life worth my aspiration. That means I will never, ever encourage those bad things because I want to be governor.
And that's, for the information of our viewer, Emeka Uwakolam is the governorship candidate of the Accord Party in Abia State. And that may have informed your decision to run for the governorship seat of Abia State. Am I right?
Yeah. You said what informed my...
The background you just said about politics.
Yes, sure, certainly, definitely, totally. That's what, because we've been looking at it from 1999 to date. Instead of things going up, it's going down. And we look what is going on. And I called some young professionals. We are so many of us. We called ourselves together. We sat down and said, what is going on in our dear state? This state is supposed to be the number one state in the country. And this is the only state that is named the name of the Lord, God's own state. Why is it that the devil doesn't want this state to grow? Can we identify the problem? We came together. And then that's why I keep talking about the organization we formed, HCM, Abia State Coalition Movement. People of like mind, if you want good governance, you remember, if you want good administration, if you want things to change in Abia, you remember, we gathered a lot of members. And we decided now, there's no way we can go out, we can do that from outside. We must have to find a platform, contest election with our numerous members, and then try to change things. And that is how we came on board. And we found a party, a party, very decent party, that has these people-oriented. Looking at the manifesto, we decided, okay, Accord. And it's the number one in the ballot paper. Number one in the ballot paper. Abia number one. There is some kind of synergy, and there's also some sort of divine relationship between the number one state and the number one party. And God being the number one, we said, look, we must have to be in one accord with God to make this state truly number one state. And that is how we find a platform and get involved. And I am telling you honestly, a lot of people are underestimating our candidature, and we like it that way. I understand it, and we understand it. Our members, we encourage our members because it is coalition. Wherever you belong to, remain there. But at the election, do the right thing. That is why a lot of our members in different parties, but when the time for election comes, you will understand the resolve of Abians. People will now understand what the natural Abian has resolved in his heart concerning the change of administration.
You see, many people, we have many parties registered in Nigeria, and many people have complained that the difference in ideology between these parties are not clearly spelled out. And in fact, some people feel that some parties don't even have any ideology. What is the ideology of the Accord Party?
Accord Party, I told you, is people-oriented, all about the people welfare. It's all about, it talks about the people, good governance, honesty, transparency, accountability. That's what Accord is talking about. And the motto of the Accord Party, Accord, is oneness and progress. They want the people to unite. Accord Party does not want and does not want to hear anything about godfatherism. Accord Party does not want to see where the people are relegated. Accord Party is a party that wants to liberate the people. It is all about the people, all about the people's welfare, all about genuine sustainable development, infrastructural development that will be useful to the people, all about human capital development. That is what Accord Party is all about. I don't know about any other party, but it is a very unique party, very, very unique party. And that is why I recommend to every Abian Accord. Accord is oneness and progress. Oneness of progress of the people, and then progress is our major interest. If you elect any Accord governor, you'll be surprised what he will do, because the constitution and the manifesto of the party is geared towards massive infrastructure development and so on and so forth.
Talking about the manifesto,
yes.
Can you tell us what the manifesto is for Abia as the governor of candidate for the governorship?
It's the same thing I'm telling you.
In real terms.
In real terms. Yes. What I'm trying to tell you. What is the
manifesto going to give to Abia people?
Beautiful. The manifesto is going to give Abia honest administration. It's going to bring back it's going to bring back accountability in this state. You see that we've run this state for 20 years now, this democratic experience. And you find out that I've not seen any accountable government in Abia since 1999 till now. I don't see honest administration where the people are told the truth. You see? And the truth of the matter is that if we are honest as leaders, then you will understand that the resources of the state, it will marvel you what the resources of Abia State can do for the Abians. But because we are not sincere, I watched some, the other day we were talking about, we are doing a debate, BBC debate. One of the contestants says something. By the time the resources come, and blood tonic is given to some set of people, they call it blood tonic. Some individuals in the state who are elders. Some, you call the other one, money will be given to Papuku, another set to Mamuku, another set to Oparuku. What is remaining for administration? And you see, every money that comes into the hand of an administrator is not his money, it is entrusted. And if it is entrusted, you must find a way to give account to the people who have entrusted their resources in your hand. And that is why I said, I will, personally, if elected governor, would demystify the office of a governor. Because we make us believe that the office of a governor is like a god who cannot be asked questions. If you ask a governor questions, people can lynch you. Because you ask a question. Because they believe it's a God. And they also believe that the office of the governor too does not, the ball stops at his table. He can do the resources the way he wants and nothing will happen. That is why you can appropriate to individuals the resources of the state. Who gives you the governor right to do that? You don't have that right. It's not your money. It's the money of the people. And if there is accountability, people will ask you questions. Somebody has talked about the bailout fund and so on and so forth. And people are still owed. Teachers are owed. These are owed. People are being owed. So what is the resources? Where did it go to? That is why I'm talking about what I will bring on board sincerely between you, me, and God. And I make it as a sacrosanct covenant that I will never misappropriate one bit the resources of Abia without giving account to it. I will not convert any resources of Abia to my personal use. I'm saying it before everybody. It is a covenant I've had with God. I will not do that. As a governor, I will not do that. I will use it to the last kobo for the development of this state. And secondly, concerning workers, I've made a vow. I said it is a vow I've made. Let anybody take me by it. I will never receive kobo as salary. Neither would my executive take any kobo as salary or entitlement or allowances until every civil servant in this state is paid. Whether you are in parastatal or in government or a teacher or whatever. Because I know, even as a governor, I can do without my salary for 2 months or 3 months. But a common civil servant cannot do without it for a month. How much are they being paid? It is a commitment that I'll pay them as when due. And I will also put an incentive that will encourage good staffing. In other words, every staff that is doing well will be encouraged by the government through extra allowances and incentives. So that we can try to reorganize our institutions of government.
Well, you very, very good to hear this, but we have always heard this from those who are vying for positions.
No, sir, we've never.
And when they get there,
I beg to disagree with you.
When they get there, they will tell you, we never knew it was like this.
I beg to disagree with you. Those that make promises from their hearts, sometimes, for some time, for one reason or the other, don't get there. Those that have been put there do not make any promises. Tell me what the Governor T.J. promised you.
But the point...
Tell me what other governors have promised you.
The point is that when you say you are going to use resources appropriately when you get there, many others have also said so. And when the pressure, and when the pressure of the boys come, when those pressures come, how do you intend as governor to withstand the pressure and not take care of the boys?
Beautiful. Now I am running this election without the boys, and I'm proud to say that. I don't need them. The boys, the ones you call the boys, I call them the godfathers. I don't need them. What I need is the masses of Abia. The people of Abia, the masses. And these are the people I'm talking to. That is why you don't see me going flamboyantly, rally, high crowd. I don't do that. You see, I talk to individuals, the youths, the unemployed. Do you see in this state, a graduate being a gate man? It's unacceptable to me. I'm educated. It's unacceptable. A graduate riding keke and yet being harassed by an abro. It's unacceptable. It's an insult on intellectualism. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I am not running. I don't need their support. Read my lips. The godfathers, this is a battle between me and the so-called godfathers. Because I'm going to unite the people. The people of Abia have suffered so much in their hands. And none of them have come to our help. They pack all this money and yet there's no industry. They can't build one industry in this state. Tell me one of them that have existing industry in this state that employ 20 youths. to fight this battle. And we are sure God is on our side. Nothing will happen to us. God is really on my side. And by the grace of God, I am a pastoral assistant in Living Faith Church. So I will lead this state with ultimate fear of God. And the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom.
Well, often people talk about funds to run government, and virtually all governments in Nigeria are complaining of funds, lack of money to execute projects, to pay salaries and other obligations. What practical ways have you set out as somebody who wants to govern a state like Abia to ensure that you have enough resources and not being dependent on what comes from the federal allocation, to ensure that you run the state the way you are saying it?
Okay, for instance, I don't know where you get your statistics. Can you tell me some of the states that you think that are crying for lack of funds? The state that knows what to do doesn't cry for lack of funds. It's only a bad man that quarrels with his tools. That is the truth. You don't have business in governance if you are not innovative and creative. Innovation and creativity is the key. And that is what I have. I'm very innovative and very creative.
So can you share some of the innovative ways you think you can use to get the revenue of Abia?
I've told you, number one, I said it in different forums. People don't even understand me. One of the real cause of our backwardness in this state, number one, is spiritual. The other one is physical. I talk about spiritual in the sense that the states, by the successive government, have been handed over to the devil, one way or the other. And you know, whenever the name of the Lord is called upon a thing, the devil is so much interested, he wants to fight it. And that is what is happening in this state. If I become a governor, one of the first things I will do, which is key, is to hand over this state to God consciously. I will hand over to this state to God. I will cry unto God with the good people of Abia. We will cry, bow before God, and hand over the state to God. So that, number one, the light of God will shine upon the state. And there is no way you can have development in darkness. Put off this light now, you can't move forward. So there must be light in this state. And when the light of God comes, then every effort we make in government will be meaningful. That being number one. That also brings about honesty, sincerity, and being accountable. That comes with dedication of the state to God. And physically, we are going to be very, very innovative and creative. Have you considered? I wonder why these states have not bothered to do natural resources audits to know what we have. We have limestone, which can be used to do cement, so many things in this state. We have gypsum, we have kaolin, we have zinc, we have so many natural in abundance. That we have so many fruits and crops too. And we have also not done soil audits. We have research. We have crops and this research in Umudike. We are wonder why we have not found the soils that will be suitable to one crops or the other. So that every local government will have something that is they are known for. There's something that must be known for in a local government. This local government is a cashew place. And the back of cashew can be used for leather. Therefore, let us put a leather industry in this local government so that it can use this raw material to provide leather for our shoemakers in Ada. You understand what I'm saying? Then, apart from that, coming to these states, what are we known for? There must be something that, in terms of health, I want to revive the health sector, that in the extent that I will make sure that this state is a health, there will be a health, the medical tourism in this state. For instance, Abia State University, I intend to make it a flag off.
How do you get the money?
I'm coming, sir. I will tell you, sir. I will tell you, sir. I'm coming. Like the Abia State University, a flag off. Flagship for heart catheterization lab, which will be the best in West Africa. So anybody that have heart issue, have related problem, will be heading to Abia instead of going to abroad. Only that alone will make us popular. If you're coming to Ariaga, if you're coming to our SMCs, you find out that there are so many things you can do. Assuming you have a park, provide them with electricity. It might surprise you that Living Faith Church, my church, Kedanland, has a university, so many industries, so many buildings that can go for, a large place. But for 20 years, they have not had power outreach. How do they do that? I will employ that. If Living Faith can do that, Abia can do it. I will employ that technology, bring it to bear, form an industrial park with modern equipment, where our people can go and do, those who does not have, can go there, perfect their craftsmanship and sell, and open up the market. Like Ariel market, Ayongo, and so many other markets. Open them up with good infrastructure so that people can feel comfortable to do business there. And if you're doing that, put an internet there so that they can go e-trading. It's in vogue. People don't need to come to your shop. But you open up. Why did Dubai, everybody rush to Dubai? Because Dubai opened up their place with infrastructure. We have a lot of ideas. And you're talking about money. Are you aware that we receive money? Apart from this, all these things that I'm talking about will increase our internal revenue. I had internal revenue is somewhere about 1.2 billion, which is very poor. You understand what I'm saying? Like the roads. If we do not have the roads, money to do the roads, we can concession some of these roads. Major roads. We can concession it. And probably little payments coming into our, because of the infrastructure, they will recoup their money and go. That is an event we do not have the money. But no matter how, there must be development. It's innovative and creativity. Have a good governance and have people who can trust you. Put the infrastructure in place, people will come. And at the end of the day, these things will triple and increase our internal revenue. And when this internal revenue increase, you develop more. We have a subvention from the federal government, at least for now. We also have oil in the states. Royalty from the oil, it comes. And these are things that people of Abia do not know. We are an oil producing state. What are this money meant for? And if there are no loopholes to share government money, then it will be enough for infrastructure. For instance, you are talking about IGR. You have a godfather who will tell you, oh, this man, because of this, I appoint this person to collect the IGR. It's used as a political patronage. And when you use that money, you use that position to patronize your political source. The same way, the person will bring out the money, send to the person who nominated him, send to himself, send to some people, and a peanut comes to the government. How can the government develop?
It's okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Emeka Uwakolam. It's good to listen to all what you're saying, but we must take a break now. When we return, this conversation will continue.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. Another political season is here.
The storm of partisan politics has thrown up numerous candidates.
Who can best represent the people?
Abia Media Roundtable presents Political Debates 2019 for governorship and National Assembly candidates.
Let the best candidates emerge through fair debates on relevant issues. Abia Media Roundtable.
Fairness and integrity.
2019 Abia Political Debates.
Date: 4th February for National Assembly candidates, 21st February for governorship candidates. Venue: Bines Hotel, Herbert Macaulay Hall, Aba. For more information, call 080-5483-3026, 080-3669-3622, or 080-3300-3566. This program is proudly brought to you by ACT-TV, BCA, Boss FM, Flow FM, Magic FM, MCLtv, NTA Channel 6 Aba, PBS, Pacesetter FM, Love FM, Vision Africa, and Ibere Online TV.
And now, welcome back to the hot seat on MCLtv. It's good to know you are still there. And our guest has been Mr. Emeka Uwakolam, the
Barrister.
He's a lawyer and the governorship candidate of the Accord Party in Abia State. Emeka, I hope the seat is not that hot.
It's not hot yet.
Okay, very well.
But it's getting warm.
You are very well. You are getting ready to contest an election in which you are going to you are optimistic you're going to win to become the governor of Abia State. Now,
you Abians will heed to my advice. Disease from the king's meal. Let's make a sacrifice and save the state.
Very well. When assuming you win,
yes,
and become the governor.
When I win.
Okay. If you like to use that word,
I will.
It's okay.
The people must win.
Very well. When that time comes,
good.
Tell the people of Abia what they'll be expecting from you in the first 100 days.
Oh my God. You see, what I promise Abians is that I will never, never lie to them. God forbid that I will lie to Abia people. I will always tell them the truth. In first 100 days, they will expect, one, we will, those things I talked about, and secondly, we will reorganize our workforce and get them ready to do the work. You know, I didn't just come to become a governor because I want to be a governor. It doesn't exist in my ambition. But I am poised because there are a lot of work to be done. So I presented myself to do those work. One, they will see unbundled office of the governor that is accountable and accessible. They will see the reorganization of the institution, retraining of every facet of our institution. Our teachers, our workforce will be retrained to understand where we are going to. They will see an emergency attention to our dilapidated and near no infrastructure, whereby we will, in the first 100 days, try to open up Abia, especially Aba and Omaya. Open them up. It's going to be an emergency. I'm going to declare an emergency in that area, in area of infrastructure. Because every kobo that comes into the state will be used to do infrastructure and social amenities and some other things to the state. You will see the restructuring of every facet of our development. In other words, the first 100 days will experience an enthronement of light, enthronement of honesty, reorganization of the institution in order to strengthen them, equip them, retrain them to be able to carry out the work that is ahead, because all areas are going to work. We are going to be massively involved in the building our infrastructure. Our education will receive a reorganization. Our curriculum, some of them are outdated.
Are you going to do all this in 100 days?
Of course. Do you know how I'm going to do it?
Share with us how you do it.
Beautiful. One person does not govern a state. I'm going to get God-fearing, dedicated specialists in every facet. If you're a commissioner of education, I would have known your pedigree. You give me your blueprints. Give me your programs. We look at it in the executive. We approve it. We make a budget, and the state assembly will approve it. If the state assembly approves our initial budget, and we get this money, release it to you, I will tell the people what you will tell the people what the Ministry of Education is going to do within a short period of time. And not this one that they don't release money to the ministry. I'll release everything approved to you, and as it comes, release it to your ministry. And the people already know what you are going to do in the ministry within the first 1 month, 2 months, and moreover, it's going to be a routine, an order, a procedure in my government that every head of parastatal ministry or whatever will be accountable to the people every month, one way or the other. They'll come on air and tell them, look, the amount of XYZ amount was given to me in the month of January for XYZ projects. That XYZ project, look at how far we've gone. Look at how much we have committed to XYZ project. Look at how much is remaining. Look at what we need to commit. And look at how far this project has gone in this first month. I'll be expecting this project to be completed in the second month, when we will receive XYZ amount. People are already expecting. And if as a commissioner of education, you do not do that thing which you said you are going to do, the people will ask you questions. But you told us this, and this amount was given to you. How much? You say, I use XYZ amount. People will say, this amount is too much. Why did you do that? There's corruption. We will know. That's accountability. If you're a local government chairman, Emeka Uwakolam will not touch kobo. I don't, as a Christian, I'm not allowed to swear. But I make a commitment that I will not touch kobo of any local government. But you must tell us what that subvention is meant for in that month. And it will be released whole line and single to you. And then people will monitor what you did with the money. You will come on air and tell us what you do in the first month with the so-called allocation that comes to you after paying salary. Have you seen why payment of salary will not be delayed?
Okay.
So if everyone, sir, every ministry is working, and every local government is working, and I am working, I'll be like a director general. That's why I'm going to unbundle as people who have access to my government. I'm not going to use all those sirens that chase people around. I'm not going to do that. I'm telling you. Yes, a governor will have security, but not to chase people around and chase them out of Beirut. Go to abroad, you see, they control more resources than all, but you see how they go. I'll make this state safe because every young man will have something doing.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So, sir, have you seen that it's possible?
We'll continue with this conversation, but first of all, let me just inform our viewer that you can now send your SMS using the numbers that will appear on your screen right away to also be part of this program. Yes, Emeka Uwakolam, you have been a legislative assistant.
Yes.
Many people think that houses of assembly are the rubber stamps of governance. When you become a governor, would you make your house of assembly a rubber stamp of the governor?
I don't, you see, that is one thing I don't even understand the government. Why would I make rubber stamp House of Assembly as a rubber stamp? When you are doing the right thing, you are sure, your conscience is clear. Anybody that is fighting you is fighting the good things you are doing. And you know, he won't succeed. When you are doing something that is right, you don't need anybody to rubber stamp anybody. You understand what I'm saying? And secondly, I believe strongly, holistically, with all my being, autonomy of legislator. In fact, that is why I'm burning inside with what I heard the president has done to the CGN. Somebody that his WAEC is in doubt, insulting the office of a CGN. That is ineptitude. It's mad, it's crazy. I feel like blowing up. Because people keep insulting the intellectualism of people in this country. Why would National Assembly be my rubber stamp? If I'm doing the right thing, I don't even need security because the people will protect me. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know there are evil men in the society, but the Bible tells me that God is the head of principalities and power. So, protection comes from God. And the people of Abia will protect me. And the House Assembly, if you did well, they will learn. There is what we call the style of administration. If your style is to loot money, share money, the House of Assembly will expect you their own share, naturally. If your style is to work with honesty and dedication, and you see that anybody that is not honest and dedicated is also is on the wrong side, is on the opposite side. The person will kick in, and you find that everybody will be honest and hardworking. When the foundation is faulty, what would the righteous do? When the head is rotten, what would the body is? And when your body is full of darkness, how come? So it's all garbage in, garbage out. If you inject good governance, you get good response. So I'm not even thinking about House of Assembly. I want them to be autonomous. And once we start doing the good things, and they will say they follow us.
You are from Umuahia?
Yes. Umuahia, Ponkwen.
Yes.
Umuahia specifically. In fact, I'm DK1 of Dikuku Autonomous Community in Ekenebis.
So you are a chief, as a matter of fact.
I am a chief in my community.
Yes.
Yes, in my own community, despite chieftaincy from other communities. But I have pride with the one that my people give to me, because it's a good thing to be recognized by your people.
Great. You are aware of the Abia Charter of Equity?
Yes.
And you know the implications of that? Have you tried to juxtapose the implications of the Abia Charter of Equity and your ambition to become governor of Abia State?
I told you something. What I keep talking about, people misunderstand the concept called equity. Equity is fairness and justice. What is fair to the people and what is just. Is fairness, is equity all about bringing somebody from a particular area and the people are not getting justice and equity? What would be more equitable than good governance? What would be more equitable than being transparent and honest? What would be more equitable than genuine development? And listen to me, sir. Even the Constitution recognizes what we call doctrine of necessity. There is always a necessity when there is something has broken down irretrievably. For instance, Abians, we are in an emergency situation whereby something must have to happen for us to get it right. And somebody must stand. I keep talking about this. If you're going to Port Harcourt and you're heading to Enugu road and you're on a high speed, will you ever get to Port Harcourt? Your journey will end up in frustration. There must be a point you make a U-turn to head the right place. And that is what we are doing. And let me tell you, sir, anybody can be equitable, anybody can be just, anybody can be transparent, anybody can be honest. If I see today transparency, honesty, accountability, genuine interest to genuinely lead Abia, and not the voice of Esau and the hand of Jacob, I, Emeka Uwakolam, will support that government to the last. I don't need to be a governor if these things are in place. If the present governor will turn around now to lead us in the right direction, I, Emeka Uwakolam, will support him. I don't need to be a governor. What I need is good governance. But as far as the government is still being manipulated by individuals that believe that they own this state, it's a no-no to me, and I cannot accept that. And with the people, good people of Abia, we say no to that. It's still a blank check to anyone who wants to lead with God, with the fear of God. So the truth of the matter is that we want good governance. And that is what I believe is equitable to the people of Abia State. Anybody that will give us that has done justice and has been fair to Abians. So now, I want us to, we are operating on the doctrine of necessity to make sure that there is good governance. And the person that will bring good governance can come from anywhere to jumpstart it, because we've not had it for 20 years. So we are interested in that. We are interested in good governance. And that is what I believe that is equitable to Abia at this time. At this particular time. Otherwise, do we want us to be talking about where you come from and Abia will collapse eventually? Abia is diving. It's almost at the inch of the dish. Any little push now, it gets in there. And then we are talking about equity. What is
you've not really talked so much about job creation. Is job creation not part of your manifesto?
I believe the people of Abia hears what I'm talking about.
Because millions of young people.
Can I ask you a question, sir?
On the street.
Can I ask you a question? When I identify, for instance, an agriculture, when I identify that this particular crop does well in this particular locality, and I create a large farm settlement in that local government, so that this local government can be known for this kind of crop, this kind of plant, this kind of industry, is it not creating job? When you have large farm settlement, is it not the people that they are going to create job for? When you have what I call industrial park, and put modern infrastructures there, are you not creating job? When you open up the city, and put on street lights, and there's night activity, because a lot of money change hands in the night. In civilized countries, a lot of money change hands in people. That is the time people, even a business, a civil servant, have time to do business in the night. And people, money change hands. When you open up the state, you're creating job. When you open up the market, you're creating job.
It's okay. Somebody just have an SMS here. He says, "Good morning, sir. I am Michael Obonnaya from Arochukwu. Please, could you throw some light on what you mean by infrastructural development upon assuming office?" That's from Michael Obonnaya.
Well, I've said it, that I'm going to declare emergency because what we lack in this state is infrastructure. Look at it this way. Like for instance, Aba. What do you call this? Abai Road. Abowre Road. First Road. Okibe Road. For instance, a lot of Abians are living in the place called Ohanko, Amamo Hanko. And these are the industrialized people. If you go into that place, you see the kind of things they bring out. They sow, they do all sorts of things. And yet they are the most neglected people. And because they are neglected, they can't even be assessed to pay tax. So the good thing is that you open up the cities of Aba so that person can run around this city in a short while. Open it up. This is anywhere you open up with good roads, you're opening up economic activity there. So it goes pari passu. And when you open up economic activity there, the state is getting more money and people are getting more employment. So we will open up the state everywhere in the state. We'll make sure that we open them up. It's a priority, especially in Aba, Umuahia, and so many other places. We'll create like Ohafia is a big city too. Umuahia is a glorified village today, but we'll make it a city. Never mind. Trust me. By opening up the places, we'll open them up. We'll open up places with good roads. With good roads, sustainable infrastructural development, social amenities. I don't know the last time they drink good water from taps in this state. But we look at that infrastructure and give the people good water to drink. And so many other things. We will build roads. And I trust me, there are enough to open up this city, in this state, judiciously. There cannot be money if there is dishonesty. But if there is honesty, the little resources or the much we have will go a long way to transform this state as you can never imagine.
Yes, in your earlier submissions, you said your entry into this race to become governor was because since 1999.
Yes.
There hasn't been good leadership in Abia.
Yeah.
And I know you have also been part of governments in Abia within those periods you've mentioned. Are you saying that you are part of those poor leadership?
Tell us what you know. Which level what level of government have I been to? During the time of 1999, I was in Abuja. I was Deputy National Youth Leader of PDP, National. There I stayed there. 2003, I was a Special Advisor to Speaker of House of Reps, Abili Masari, to 2007. 2008 to 2007, I disliked totally how that administration came to be. I didn't even come to Abia until 2011. They told us that there are no more, that the effect of the shrine has gone out of their eyes, and there is repentance, and there is now new personality. I say, glory be to God. If the light has come, count me in. The then governor called me. I went with some professionals in Abuja. we met, and he told us sincerely what transpired and what he's going to do. And then I said, I call my people, if light has come to Abia, let us form what we call the light. We formed the light to support the government. And that light we formed, we supported him. And then afterwards, I was given an essay, Abuja Rising. And then that essay, I tried to contribute my quota by arranging one of the greatest meetings that would have helped us. That is convoking a meeting with all the coordinating units of UN. The letter is there, I can show it to you. I called the UN director, state country director, or African regional director was not around. I pleaded, I called them wherever he is, come down, meet with my governor. I pleaded so that we can see how UN can help us. And he summoned all the federating units of UN. And we had a date. And I pleaded with the governor. I've been telling him, for him to attend the meeting, he refused to answer my call. I pleaded and pleaded. I said, look, this thing is going to be a big embarrassment to us. The governor refused. Will I force him? Is the governor? I have the letters to what I'm talking about. And from that day, I stopped bothering. Because he refused to come. And those people had to call me, and the kind of things they told me, I couldn't bear it. And the man had to go back to abroad.
Okay.
And that was my effort.
Okay,
and
fine.
since then, I made up my mind so that I don't destroy my image. I made up my mind to desist from the government. Till now, I don't even know whether
Now,
the present governor
okay. Time is no longer on our side, and we must be rounding off now. Chief Emeka Uwakolam,
sir,
what are the people of Abia expecting from you as governor? Is your team already made up?
Yeah, team of
the team you'll be going into office with.
Well,
have you packaged it?
I know the kind of people that will be in the team, but the people, the personalities, I do not know. But the criteria are there. The people of Abia, but I know one thing. Okada man, people, keke drivers, intelligent and innovative will make my executive.
Very well.
I'm coming.
Very well.
There are people that you do not. A market woman that have the interest of the people in the market will make my executive. A businessman that is intellectually sound, that know how I can develop the business community will make my executive. Every facet, the professionals will make my executive.
Thank you. We must go now. Thank you, Emeka Uwakolam, a lawyer and the candidate of Accord Party for the governorship seat of Abia. Thank you for being on this program. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you, viewers. I employ all of you to vote Accord Party. Accord, number one party. It's not all about party now, it's all about individual. And it is number one in the ballot paper.
Very well.
So when you vote Accord, you're sure you're on the highway to development.
Thank you. For you out there, it's nice to know that you've been with us all these 45 minutes or thereabout. Thank you indeed, we'll appreciate that. Until same time next week, it's bye-bye from all of us here in the studio.
MCL, the word in your home.